Okay, here's a 2010 Honda CRV. Got it on ramps. These, don't get those hollow ramps underneath. Make sure they're stacked like that. They unfold. Those other ones that are hollow, they'll bend on you. It's worth it paying. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but if you got them, don't use those type. Use these or something better. Anyway, this car calls for a OW20. It's getting up there in miles a little bit, and it's always used more oil than it should. So what we're going to do, we're going to step it from OW20 to a 5W30 synthetic, and hopefully that will cure or reduce the burning of oil. We have an 07 that uses 530, and we never have it burning oil, so I'm going to switch it. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, here we go. Get ready to change the oil. We got some Van Halen pumping on Pandora, like us old dudes do. Gotta have something, crank up to. Get you a little tray or something like this. Got your oil filter. pH 7317 for the Fram. Been using Fram for 40 years. Just the basic one. They're perfect. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a filter. Get you a set of sockets. These came from Harbor Freight. They're good. And a pan to drain your oil in. Socket. Get your oil plug off. And we're gonna get up under there. Alright, here we are. Cranking to the scorps. Anyway, there's our filter. And here's our plug. Now, when you look up to see what size you need, yours might say 14. Well, I changed mine a few years ago because I had some other guy change it at one of these shops, and he stripped out the bolt. So this one for me is 17. And you're going to need some crush washers. Here's some right here. You replace it every time you change the oil on a Honda. You need to put a new crush washer on there. Now you can buy them on Amazon of the right size, or you can go down to Honda and get you one, or if you got an Ace Hardware, they may have some of the crush washers that size. But anyway, get your wrench. Hold on a second. Yeah, you get your ratchet. This ratchet, so Craftsman, is probably 30 years old. Get your pan up there. Oops, hold on. I got that loose. I had to put the phone down, but I put the ratchet up there and just use my other hand to tap on the back of the wrench to get it loose. That's about all it needs. So, alright, we got the plug out. It was a 17 millimeter for me as I replaced it. But anyway, we're just letting it drain now. Alright, while we're waiting for that to finish draining, I'm just going to introduce this light I have. I love this thing. It's a Milwaukee 12 volt light. And here you go, it's got a magnet on it, which is nice. You can just pop it up anywhere, and then the lens can be rotated different ways, and has two different lighting brightnesses. Let's see, the first one's really good. Anyway, you can put it just about anywhere, aim it, that way you can see. It's important you can see this stuff, especially when you get old. Anyway, this M12 light is really good. Let's see if I can get the model number or whatever on there. There you go. There it is. Get you one of these. These things are awesome. Anyway, so when you're working underneath stuff, under the hood or whatever, it just pops up. Okay, ready to get this filter off. You can get different wrenches. This is an adjustable. This thing will fold different ways, but get it on there and get it turning. Then you should get a little bit of oil maybe dripping. We got our pan under there. Catch it. You want to get it where you can get it by hand. Let it drip. Dripping into our pan here. Now you can wear gloves if you want. It's all up to the person. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how hot the car is. But sometimes it's better just to use an old rag. Remind you it might be a little warm. Just dump it in the pan. Most of these pans have a little riser so you can set your filter on. Alright, so here we got our new crush washer on there, and took the old one off. And you gotta switch them out because they crush. That's what they're made to do. Crush against the bolt. Get a real tight fit so it doesn't leak. Let's see, get you. Yeah, just put it right back up there. Got a new washer on there. See if we can get our ratchet. Put the ratchet on there, and it's much easier to do before you get the oil filter back on. Now you can get a torque wrench if you want, or just snug it up 3 times real hard. And then there's where our oil filter goes. So we'll get that ready. Alright, so I'm going to do our oil filter. You see that one doesn't have any oil on it yet. This is the new one. So just take your old one after it drains the fluid and just match it up. Rub it, or you can take your finger, whatever you want to do, get a little bit of oil on there. But as you can see, that coated it pretty good. And then we see where our oil filter is. Let's wipe that out a little bit. Just to make sure everything's off of there and clean. You don't have to. The guys at the shops, they just throw it back on there. Spin it on. You do hand tight if you're strong enough. If you're not strong enough, then take your wrench and put it on there. A little bit tighter, half a turn, whatever you want to do. Kind of hard to do it with one hand here. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Get it about half a turn. Alright. Now it's good and snug. Just take your towel, rag, whatever, wipe off any excess. Now some people write the date on these or put it on the windshield, or you know, the date they changed it or whatever. It's totally up to you. Anyway, we got our plug back in. You always want to make sure of that. Make sure your filters on, and we're done underneath the car, except for the cleanup. And Purple Power is a degreaser. You can spray on that and it'll lift it right up, so it's not a big deal. Let's wipe this off a little bit. We'll get our light and we're done. Okay, now we're on the top of the vehicle. Got our light up here, shine on there. Got our oil stick out, so we'll let the air go in or come out as we're putting oil in, just to help it a little easier. We're ready to pour oil in it, and like I said, we're going to use a 5W30 high mileage synthetic for this car this time. Hopefully we'll keep the usage down on the oil. It's been using 1/4 to 1/2 a quart per changes, so we're going to try to stop that. I've done it before with the other vehicles. We have 6 cars that we maintain, and going to that thicker oil, it's not that much thicker, but it's a little bit, and it makes a difference. So anyway, let's go and do that.